Good evening. AC Lee here from the AC Lee and Parlay Pete show. No Parlay Pete. So instead, I called a ragtag group of light-skinned guys and said, hey, man, need some help on the pod this week. Maybe a little roommate reunion. So I brought in Boynk and EB. And I definitely spelled Boynk with a Y, not an I. But you know what? Such is life. What's up, guys?
It's all good. What's going on, man? Thanks for having me.
Glad to be here as a substitute. LeBron's mud team.
Thanks for coming. That's what she said. Speaking of LeBron, hey guys, we're going to wrap up this year. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff and not much of a script going here because I have spent many a night sitting and talking with these guys. So I think we can pull this off. But you brought up LeBron. How do you feel about your Lakers right now, EB?
Not good, not bad. Like I would say if they can get healthy, definitely a contender, but I think we're still pretty far from that. It's hard to get healthy. AD is AD.
What about D'Lo? I feel like he's the worst good player on your team.
He does some cool things here and there, doesn't really do anything that helps you win or moves the needle, and you can't trade him. So gotta love him.
Y'all heard Russillo's recent, well, not recent, has always bit on D'Lo, right?
Yeah.
That he doesn't do anything to help his team.
Well, not how he's just too cool. He's just like never, ever urgent. Just it's slow.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like his pace bugs me, but I love it from Kyle Anderson.
I like to watch D'Lo on League Pass. I don't want to watch D'Lo on TNT.
That's fair. I mean, but who could the Lakers? Who would be your like pie in the sky like pickup for the Lakers?
I wish they honestly never would have gotten rid of Caruso. So I would have liked him. When they were dabbling in the Russell Westbrook trade, they were talking about Buddy Hield. I think I liked the package they were supposed to get that had him coming along with it. Just a 3-and-D guy. LeBron's gonna dominate the ball and bring it up. Austin Reeves also needs the ball. So like I don't really see. They're talking about Zach LaVine. I don't get that one. I've heard DeJounte Murray. Don't get that one. I would like a 3-and-D guy. Just go to the corner, but also D up.
So Torian Prince.
I wouldn't mind him.
He's on your team.
Yeah, no, but like if he gets more time, sure. But I feel like a smaller 3-and-D guy, like someone to guard on the perimeter, like a Caruso, because like Prince, Vanderbilt, they're kind of the same building and do the same thing. Vincent can knock down some threes, but he's not really going to D up.
So you're saying you want to like package Rui and D'Lo and Jackson Hayes, some junk for Zach LaVine and Caruso.
Sure. I don't know if I want to take on Zach LaVine, though.
But like to get through the Nuggets, like y'all would need sides for Jokic. And,
The Buddy Hield move made so much sense because they also would have got Miles Turner.
Yeah.
And he's a 3-and-D big.
Someone, I can't remember who I was listening to, but they made a good point that these guys, like, when they went for Russ, they want guys that, like, they've played against and were a dog, but they don't see the whole discography. They only see, like, oh, man, the times I played him, this dude was tough. And they just see them on SportsCenter, and they don't see, like, what they're actually doing to the team. And I think that was a lot of the Russ pickup. Like, every time they played Russ is a dog. Russ has a high motor, but, like, they're not watching it through the lens that we are. Granted, I'm not going to say I know basketball better than LeBron James does, but there's just a lot more involved in it when you're actually playing this dude.
Yeah, it's kind of like that that pretty girl back when we were single. We're all married. That you've heard the rumors about. She's a little cuckoo, but she looks so good. And you kind of want to climb that tree. Shake the leaves a little bit. And you shake those leaves, and you figure out why she's on the box of Cocoa Puffs.
Interesting analogy, but I think you didn't do a terrible job landing that plane.
think you overshot the runway a little bit.
Yeah. I'm not flying that airline again, but you landed us safely.
All right, so I'm Spirit. By the end of this pod, do you think I can be a Delta pilot? Can I be Josh
I
Holsey?
got faith in you. I got faith in you.
I want to be Josh Holsey by the end of this pod.
All
I
things
mean,
are
we all
possible
know
through Jesus
Nico.
Christ.
Nico is the better pilot between Josh and Nico.
By
I'm
what?
not getting in that.
What's the standard?
Oh, I'm just saying this so it's a breakout, so Josh sees it.
Well, look here. Here's what. Let me write that down because this podcast we throw strays at Josh Holsey all the time. It is a tradition. EB, you just got to know that when we talk some football in a little bit, and we're going to talk about the Eagles, you have to throw a stray at Josh Holsey because he doesn't watch football. He watches Red Zone and the Eagles.
I'm ready to throw all strays at Josh for fleecing me with AJ Brown for Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm still mad about that to this day. Think about it once a week, at least.
You didn't draft Travis Kelce. You didn't draft Travis Kelce number 2, man.
Coming off last season, that Travis Kelce is not a bad pick.
Coming off this season, I could have got Tyreek Hill, and I would have been in the playoffs. He's a bad fucking pick.
Yeah, I had Tyreek Hill and AJ Brown. And at the time, Amon-Ra was actually doing better than AJ, and then AJ Brown turned into Prime Megatron the week after I traded him.
Why did you do that?
The funny thing is, I went on this YouTube channel and Googled. It was a YouTube channel, and it was talking about fantasy football, and you could in the comments ask them stuff. I was like, should I trade AJ Brown for Amon-Ra? And then they were like, yes. And I was like, well, that settled it because I was on the fence about it. But Amon-Ra, he has
he was going off.
He gets 10.8 points a game. So I was like, 10 points a game is not bad at all. AJ Brown was getting 4.
Yeah.
So I was like, steady 10. I think I'm gonna go this way. Devontae Smith is clearly Jalen Hurts' number 1 option. And then AJ Brown yelled at him on the sideline, and he was like, all right, I'll get you the ball more. And that's when I knew the trade had already gone through. I was like, he's gonna start throwing it to AJ all the time now. And he did.
Hey, so Parlay Pete, co-host here on the show, he's like the Jerry Jones of our league, loud, boisterous owner, a little flashy, into himself more than his team. He wants to do a 16 playoff. What are your thoughts?
Absolutely not. There's no way that's happening. We have.
Go ahead, Kamish.
We got 10 people. We're not letting in more than half the league for the playoffs, and we're not expanding to 12.
Well, Rodney's available.
We know. We know Pierce has a roster of people ready to go.
Is it a 10-person league? I thought it was a 12-person league.
We're 10 right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we're 10. I like 10 because in a 10-person league, the waiver wire has value.
Yeah, when I was in an 8-person league, everybody was booming. So that part was nice. 10. Sometimes it does feel like you're starting to scrape towards the barrel, but it is.
It's like that perfect match though. Weeks up to maybe 6, you can probably still snag somebody, but after that it's nothing.
If you start the year 1 and 2, 2 and 4, you're not out of the playoffs, and you can go make some money on the waiver wire.
You can also start 4-1 and then have your team go on the IR, and then now you're playing for 5th place.
Or you could be in the top 4 in points and lose to Gambles by a half point, Josh Holsey by 4 points because DeAndre Swift just loves to get tackled on the 1-yard line and not score touchdowns. And they run a tush push and you lose, and now it's 2 losses and you're out the fucking playoffs.
That is the worst. If I'm gonna lose, I hope I lose big, so then I can't look at my roster and be like, if I only started this person. Because if you would have started Amari Cooper, I was toast last week.
I don't think he said his line.
Oh, I wasn't even paying attention to our league last week.
Yeah, when it's in consolation, I don't care either. The lineup was set, but still no rush.
Jared Jones cares about the consolation. He wants to finish and he wants to finish 5th in the league to show that he was playoff worthy.
You can have it. I'll get him a consolation prize for 5th place. Get him a little medal. Matter of fact, I might do that.
You know what? We that may be a good one. The Pierce Hodges Memorial Consolation winner.
I like that. I like that.
I think we're on to something here. But I want to circle back a little bit on the basketball thing, Eric. You were talking about you don't want DeJounte Murray.
No.
You want Trae Young?
No.
I don't want him either.
Yeah, I'm saying I'd rather keep DeJounte Murray and build a team around him as the point guard, not necessarily around him as the best player, but around him as the point guard, and we get Trae the hell out of Atlanta. I get it. He's box office. He's Ice Trae. But he's my height.
Yeah, like I wasn't trying to be short with you, but there's just no. I like Trae when he's on. He's like, of course, incredible to watch, but just a problem. The flopping, no defense, and then I'm sure the off-court stuff is an even bigger issue. Just no thanks for me, dog.
So you think this
as a Hawks supporter who has watched 0 minutes of Hawks basketball this season, I'm just like, we know where Trae Young is going to take a team if he's leading the team.
The Eastern Conference Finals.
But like, they really weren't supposed to get there.
They
like,
were.
If we're being honest, like 2nd round, maybe somewhere around 500. Like that's what you're going to get. He'll put up like 28 a night on, I don't know, 7 of 20 shooting. Like, and like, I feel like he tricked the city when he first got in there because like it was a nice fit for the culture. But he's kind of waned off, and like, granted, like, you know, I've not lived in Atlanta for a while, but like I feel like he's not as connected to the city as when he got in there.
He tricked us all because we were talking about like the Luka and Trae conversation, and I remember we were talking about like Trae has similar numbers. The delta between them isn't as big as everybody's making it out to be. And then when they got to East Conference Finals, we were like, bruh, see, like, I'm not saying he's Luka, but I'm not saying he's as far off as everybody's saying. And now I'm like, okay, he's as far off as people are saying.
I still don't think he's as far off, but I was one who said, I think the Hawks made the right decision.
I think he's as far off as people say. I do think like people in general now have closed that gap, but he's not Luka.
No, hell no. Luka is doing what LeBron was doing in Cleveland.
Correct. I mean, Dallas is actually rolling right now, but I don't think they're going to win a ring like this, but
no,
they look good.
Yeah, the Hawks don't. They're Quinn Snyder's going to fix it. Wasn't that Larry the Cable Guy said you can't fix stupid?
I don't listen to much of him, but it sounds about right.
Yeah, it sounds right.
Trae Young, what makes him great is what makes him bad. His crazy confidence obviously got him there at 5'11" with that scruffy hair thing he calls hair. He looks like he was part trash. But he's filthy rich, so we know he's not anymore. What got him there is what kills him. Like the lack of self-awareness. He's probably an asshole, probably not the greatest teammate in the world. He probably carries that chip on his shoulder everywhere he goes, and it's like, hey, dog, we got it. We got it. Yeah, I know. I want him gone. You know, before the Clippers got James Harden, hey, bring us Paul George. You know, y'all need a point guard. We need a wing. And just trade for Paul George straight up. You want some draft picks? Fuck it. Take him. I want this guy off of my books. But Atlanta has a terrible front office now. They fired it. Yeah. They fired Travis Schlenk, who built it, and they brought in Landry Fields and Kyle Korver to run the organization because they have so much experience as fucking executives. Fuck out of here. Landry Fields is our age.
I was about to say that. I was like, isn't he super young?
Yeah, bro. I don't trust people our age in positions like head coach, GM. I'm sorry. Like, am I crazy? Like, I just don't think you've lived enough life to do that shit.
No, I got you. He's
Yeah, to
35.
be running a sports team is kind of wild.
Yeah, he's 35 years old. Don't worry.
I will say that boy was a killer on 2K12.
Who, Landry?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
On the Knicks.
Oh, yeah, I know. With Melo and Chauncey.
Yeah, I missed half my freshman year classes because of that damn game.
The other half you missed because of MLB The Show.
That was second semester. Hey, real quick aside, randomly we were talking about like camp stools, like because we like some of the Marines were talking about camp stools. Instantly flashback to y'all's sophomore year room, sitting on the camp stool playing 2K or playing MLB The Show, and then Adam busts in mad as hell.
What am I mad about?
That somebody
I was in your room playing your game after waiting for Eric to go to class, and then I hop on, and then you come in, and then you gotta wait for me to go to class.
For what it was worth, for it being your game and your console, you're actually very good about it. You'd walk in and see one of us on it, and you'd be like, all right, I'll just wait till one of them is done. There was only like one time maybe where you were like, hey, bro, I've been wanting to play this all day. You're going to have to get off.
Yeah, no, you were cool about it.
I got a question for y'all. Was I often angry for no reason or very little reason?
According to my parents, yes.
Like quick angry. Not like mad for like 30 minutes. Just like, then stop.
Yeah, but I never believed you.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I never took you seriously.
We need to put together a class. Got to put together a class because I have a roommate who takes my anger seriously.
Yikes. There was like 1 week where I didn't talk to you sophomore year. I was like, I'm gonna fight this dude for real.
Oh, that time I was like laying in the bed and asked you to go get the logbook and shit. Lock up.
You did a bunch of stuff that week, and I was like, it's gonna be a problem for real. And then I don't remember what happened, but then you apologized. Just randomly, you were like, I've been a dick, huh? I was like, yeah, I'm glad you said it.
You are a habitual line stepper, Adam.
Well,
We just don't respond when you step over the line, but sometimes you do cross too far.
I know that I'm a habitual line stepper, and the gift and the curse of being a habitual line stepper is you are allowed to step over the line a lot when people expect it. And then sometimes you step over the line with people who you actually truly care about, and you realize you went too far, and then they give you a response. And you know, like with Rick James and Charlie Murphy, when they was telling stories, you know what I mean? And Rick James is like, dang, man, my bad. I wasn't even. And then when you like sit back and you think about it, you go, yo, that was disrespectful as fuck. I should have got my ass whooped for that.
Yeah. The biggest incident wasn't fight worthy. You just told me to do something, and I was like, bro, no. And you were like, I'm the Divo. You're the chief. I was like, bro, we're both sophomores. We're not even in the military. Shut up. And you knife-handed. I was like, he taking this shit way too serious right now. But everybody's
Was
looking
this
at
in public?
Bro, it was in the unit, like in that little study room. He told me to go move, like do something. And I was like, bro, no. Like, we're both sophomores. He was like, I'm the Divo. I was like, I don't work for you for real.
You know what? Sometimes you grow up, man. You know.
That's actually hilarious.
I can't believe I did that.
Yeah, you were on one.
My frontal lobe hadn't developed yet, and I was still trying to find myself.
It was all good. We've all habitually line stepped.
I like when you took Boynk shoes.
Bro, I felt terrible about that.
That was a line step.
There was so much stuff I was just used to doing because I had siblings. Like I would just take my brother's shoes and he'd take mine. I didn't even think about it. So I was like, well, he's gone. He don't need him. And then I got to text him. And I was about to text him too if he need him. I was like, I genuinely was like, I don't think he'll care. And then he texted me. He was like, bro, where are my shoes? And I was like, this is bad.
I was in the room.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
Oh man, good times. Damn. Let's talk about some NFL stuff. Russell Wilson got benched
because they're desperately trying to win games. He said with a smile on his face.
I already hate Sean Payton because he was the Saints coach and they had some decent success while he was there. I think he's into himself a little bit too much, but he has the pelts on the wall to make it okay, I guess. I'm just not. No, he's not. No, we're not. I don't even know who this is. Somebody says talk about the hoes. We're 3 married men. We don't have hoes. We have none. Gee, I just imagine this is fucking Goldmouth Tommy. Like, no, dog.
That for sure is 100%.
Like, no, bro, we don't have no hoes. Like, what are you talking about? But nah, yeah, he said that he's just done some stuff. And before we get into like the Russ stuff and where we go from here, one of the reasons why they say he benched him because he's not running the offense correctly. Does the coach change his offense for the players, or do we put square pegs in round holes?
A little column A, a little column B, to be honest.
Okay, give me some more pause.
Like, yes, the coaches should tailor what they want to do to the player, but I feel like Russ can also, I think he's talented enough to tailor what he's doing to what Sean Payton wants to be run.
Maybe he was. I don't know if he still is.
He's still not like cooking, like 2014 cooking Russ, but I think he's still able to do some of the things Sean Payton wants to do, like within reason.
So the experts, those people who actually watch the film and break it down, I listen to those people because I have a life, a wife, a kid, and a job. So I don't have time to watch all these goddamn games and chart shit. They talked about he doesn't throw the ball like across the middle of the field at all. And, that's what Sean Payton wants to do. That's what Drew Brees did, so on and so forth. So I look at it and I go, well, how does Drew Brees at 5'9" throw the ball across the middle of the field and can see it and find the lanes, and Russ at 5'11" can't?
Exactly.
Maybe Russ just don't believe in that shit and be like, hey, nigga, you ain't using me right. Fuck this shit. I'm going to do what I do. Maybe Russ is more of a nigga than we give him credit for.
He don't play well enough like one to do that. He's not Mike Vick. Mike Vick could be like, nah, bro. I'm going to hike it, and then I'm freestyling.
I'm going to sling that.
Yeah. Algae. Go long, bro.
I'll run around for 20 seconds, get open. I'm either taking off or I'm throwing it 70 yards in the air.
Or maybe he's too busy breaching the Futures kids.
Also that.
Yeah, I think that's the real problem with Russ is people don't fuck with him. So when he's not giving them what they want, it's like, yeah, I'm done with this nigga. You gotta go. You get on my nerves, and you ain't I can't look past that.
Like, in a weird way, I feel slightly bad for Russ. I don't really like Russ just for the reasons you laid out. Like, he's just corny. And, like, it's like if he was just, like, maybe that is his real self. And, like, maybe he is just, like, super corny. But it all feels like a huge show, which is, like, my biggest problem with him. But, like, I don't know if he – like, I don't think he played, like, terribly enough to get cut. Because I think Sean Payton could have adjusted some of the system. Like, he knew what they both knew what they were getting. And they could have, like, worked it out.
I don't think Sean wanted to work it out. And I think that Sean is so into himself that he's going to do it his way, or the highway. And Russ was like, hey, dog, I've won one Super Bowl too. And you know what? I've actually been to another one. I know you haven't been back. I know you only went to one. But I kind of like how I do business. And I get benching him because of the financial implications behind him getting.
Yeah, I get that.
Hey, but shout out to Russ's agent, man. Niggas
Yeah,
are with
for real.
nigga brokered a great deal. Bunch of injury guarantees, and guess what? If I leave, y'all got 80 million of dead cap. You better draft well.
Yeah.
Question for you though.
What's up?
Just real quick, EB.
No, you're good.
If the Falcons are the only team that offers Russ a deal next year, does he take it? Future's hometown, like Future runs the city. Does he come play football in Atlanta?
I hope that's not as big a deal breaker for him because I think y'all make the playoffs if y'all have him.
I think we make the playoffs.
Probably.
Mayfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would take it.
I think we make the
But you're a
playoffs.
rational human being.
Oh, wow. This is even funnier. Hey, for those of y'all who are listening, Copa Stick Entertainment said whoever T is speaking facts. Shout
out to the burners.
We might start calling him Gold Mouth KD, man. But nah, so I was talking to Parlay Pete about Russ coming to Atlanta, and I think he opens up our offense. I think he opens up Kyle Pitts. He opens up Drake London like a Las Vegas hooker during All-Star weekend.
We're still spirit at this point.
I'm glad you said it.
It felt forced. But you know what? Shoot or shoot, right? But now I really think Russ would open up the offense in Atlanta, depending on who the head coach and play caller is. Arthur Smith really fought for his job this past week, but because he fought for his job this past week kind of shows me that you could have been doing this all year, my nigga.
Yeah, for real.
You're not stupid. You get it. You're just stubborn.
Yeah, I don't get the underutilization of Kyle Pitts and Bijan. I don't get it at all.
You don't pay to watch it.
Regardless, like I understand it is more frustrating for you guys, but like, why draft them so high and not use them?
It lets me know that there's a lack of synchronization in the organization. I think that whoever's making the decisions on who gets on the field is not aligned with the coach calling the plays.
But like the Bijan utilization was wild this year.
I don't think you'll have to ride down Lowry. I think you'll get him a nice place in Sandy Springs or a nice place in Gwinnett County close to the facility. The Bijan underutilization did not make sense because you could still run Tyler Algier and have Bijan on the field. Put it in the fucking slot. Like, we talked about this going into the season of why we thought the Falcons could win 10 games this year. You could have Drake London, Cordell Patterson, Bijan Robinson, receiver 2, and Kyle Pitts on the field. And you could also say fucking what's his name? Jonnu Smith. You could put those guys on the field. And you could run so many different formations. And the opposing team would not know which group to put out there. Because you could still go too tight, put Cordero at receiver, have Drake London split out and run the ball.
Yeah.
Go 5 wide. You could put Cordero in the backfield and Bijan in the slot or put him on the outside and hopefully a linebacker is on him, right? There's so many different things that the offense could have done creative-wise, and I just don't think they do it. They did it. I mean, I know they didn't do it because what? We scored 29 points last week. It was like our season high. And I wasn't banking on the defense being good. And I don't want to make this a Falcons first segment, which we usually do. And we
guys, here's what we're doing. We're gonna run the piss out of this football. Hey, I got you. We're getting ready to run the piss out of football. Trying to get something going. I got you.
To do what Falcons do.
Look at that.
That's how we bring in Falcons first.
I'm glad you got that in your system.
Hey, your Rams are kind of good now.
They've always been good. You forget we won a Super Bowl a couple years ago.
I'm talking about this season. I live in the present. I don't live in the past.
It honestly was a pleasant surprise.
You said it was a surprise?
Yeah, I didn't see this coming. I thought they were going to be like a bottom 5 team, if not the worst.
I think it's because of Puka, the guy that Boynk kept on the bench at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I did.
What made you draft him, by the way?
I didn't. I picked him up in like week 2 after like he went off for 2 weeks. That's when I picked him up. And then I didn't believe it. So I sat him for like 3 weeks, started off 2-0 and dropped like 6 straight.
You know, Boynk, you're one of the best fantasy roster builders who just doesn't make the fucking playoffs.
So yes, I agree. And I did win my other league that I was in. So like, I mean, I think that speaks to the competition in our league. Like, it's just 10 dudes that like know ball and like are actually good.
Well, except for Matt Flowers and Gamble. And Julian like kind of knows football, but he's just not good at fantasy.
He's too busy with extracurriculars.
Yeah. I mean, name a city called Julian. He got you.
It'll be weeks where he'll like have a whole position empty. It'll just be like empty, and I'll notice that his projected points is like 25 below mine, and I'm like, are my people supposed to go off that bad? And he'll just have a position not playing.
You know, full-time worker, full-time dad, and he has a full-time social life.
He be in that gym too.
Oh yeah. Boynk, was that you who said, "Jew, I'm happy you got swole"? I think somebody's doing that's bad. Oh, Boynk's Wi-Fi went out. Thanks for the text. That's really respectful of him. But yeah, your Rams have a chance to go to the playoffs. Do you think they can actually shake something up in the first round?
Yeah, depending on who the draw is, I think they should at this point get into the playoffs. They should have the head-to-head over Seattle. They look good. They can maybe win out 1 or 2 of their next 2 games. And then depending on who they draw, like I wouldn't be surprised at all if they go on into the divisional round.
I hope they draw Detroit, and I bet the Rams to win that game.
I think I picked them to win that one too.
With Kyron Williams running the
Guys, here's what we're doing. We're gonna run the piss out of this football.
With Kyron Williams running the piss out of the football, the fact that Puka Nacua has emerged, and Matthew Stafford has a number 2 receiver that he can trust, because, you know, Matthew Stafford is all about just throwing balls at one guy. He's just slinging balls at just one. His favorite receiver is going to sling balls at him, right?
He weirdly has like 2 Cooper Cups now.
He does. He does. And something about that system and something about Matthew Stafford who can make a receiver look better than other quarterbacks can make their receivers look. I think it's something to watch, and I think they will be a scary first-round matchup for small hands Jared Goff and the knee-biting Lions.
Yeah, I think the Lions are getting in. I think they take the Lions. They always play the Niners tough, but we'll see. The Niners, that one could go anyway. Dallas would be interesting, but I feel like they give Dallas one for their money. Philly doesn't look great. Like, I feel like they can make a run. If they get in, not a run as in like a run to the Super Bowl, but I think they can win a game.
Oh, so you're talking like y'all can maybe end up in the NFC Championship is what I'm hearing.
That I think is a long shot, but I think divisional. I wouldn't be surprised if they win a wild card game and then make it to the divisional and lose a close one in the divisional.
Okay, we're talking NFC. You brought up Josh Holsey's Eagles. Parlay Pete and I said on here a few weeks ago they were probably the worst 10-1 team we've ever watched in our lives, and it's kind of starting to play out.
Yeah, you watch them and they like squeak wins out. Like in the last game they had, they should have lost. Like they just continue to win these games, and it's not like they're gritty games and they pulled something. Like these are games they should lose.
Bro, Brian Daboll, more like Sean Payton, loving himself and his scheme way more than loving his fucking players. Whoever wakes up and says, you know what? I want Danny DeVito in the game over Tyrod Taylor.
Brian Daboll. And his fucking agent.
Like, Tyrod Taylor is a top 30 quarterback in the NFL. Now, he's probably 29 or 30. You don't really want him as your starter. You'd rather start a bad rookie or bad second-year guy like a Justin Fields, over Tyrod Taylor.
Not Desmond Ridder.
Or Desmond fucking Shitter. Or Taylor, or can I get a Heineke? But Tyrod Taylor is better than both of those guys. I trust Tyrod Taylor more than I trust Justin Fields. Does Justin Fields have more natural ability? Yeah. But do I trust Tyrod to make good decisions game in and game out and for the most part not lose us games? Yeah. Teddy fucking Bridgewater, Jacoby Brissett. It's not because they're black. I swear it's not because they're black. But these are guys who are better than bad starters. You just don't want them to start all 17.
Maybe Jacoby. I don't know if I throw Teddy B in there anymore.
Well, he's about to be a high school football coach, so he's hanging it up.
I mean, I would have taken any of them on the Jets too, as a Garrett Wilson holder all year.
I mean, the Jets, they had Joe Flacco in the building last year.
Yeah. Now, granted, he wasn't playing like Brown.
Yeah. Pretty Joe Flacco looking like he deserved that check that he got way back in the day.
Yeah. What are the Browns gonna do though? Like, if they win 2 playoff games, how do you go back to Deshaun Watson?
Because you paid him $240 guaranteed. That's how the hell you go back.
There's the answer.
But from a football perspective, right? If you're the owner, if you're the coach, you're like, hey, Jimmy Haslam, which, hey, I currently attend the Haslam School of Business. Me and Jimmy Haslam, we're A-OK. That's my guy. How do you go to Jimmy Haslam and say, hey, man, I know you paid this nigga all this money. We can get Flacco for $3 million. And you saw what he just did.
The problem is if you win 2 playoff games, you have to pay Flacco. If you don't have to pay Flacco much, then the $230 million you owe Deshaun kind of just, if you're winning the next season, it's just kind of like you're paying Flacco because you're not paying Flacco. You're paying Deshaun, but that money's still going essentially towards your wins. If you have to pay Flacco now on top of Deshaun, who's on the bench, then that's where it becomes a problem.
What you got, Boynk?
I was about to say, how long has Stefanski been in Cleveland?
He had that one good year with Baker, the bad year with Baker, the year without Baker, and this year. So this is his 4th season. So 2 playoff years.
I mean, he might have enough pull with the front office to at least have that conversation. I'm not saying it would go that way, but at least broach the subject.
Can we be honest though? Nothing that Joe Flacco's done in the last 5 years will lead us to believe he would be doing what he's doing right now.
Correct.
Like
go further back than 5.
I was just being safe, you know. The way Joe Flacco's being fucking sucked off right now, it's like, hey, dog. We've watched the film from the other years, and he's still throwing wild picks.
But they're winning.
But you're winning, and he's throwing for yards. But like, hey, let's not make this ain't 2012 Joe Flacco. Well, yeah, maybe it is.
You
I don't
give Joe
think
Flacco a
anybody's
good
saying
defense,
that,
and he
though.
can make some shape though. Like,
Yeah.
that's always been his MO.
Thinking of Joe Flacco takes me to Baltimore. How much do y'all care about the NFL MVP? I'll talk about it, but I could give a fuck less, honestly.
I couldn't name the last 5. Like, I could take a guess and probably get like 3 of them right. But like, I
If you say
really can't
Mahomes
name
or Lamar, you got 3 of them.
yeah.
Aaron
And
Rodgers.
didn't Aaron Rodgers have like a good
Yeah,
like
hey,
2020
Mahomes
or something like that?
You got it. You got the last 5 right there.
It's just a quarterback award. Like, it was real fun the year Lamar won it because Lamar is so exciting and that was still new, but it's just going to be given to a quarterback. I wouldn't mind seeing CMC win it. I think he's definitely very deserving, but like, as great as Lamar's been, if they give it to him, like, okay.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. It's like, shout out to the players who get it. I know it matters for them and their legacy and Hall of Fame resumes they're trying to build. But as somebody who watches football, you go, if we're talking about value, well, what the
Real
fuck?
quick, speaking of Joe Flacco, he just had a great play.
Oh,
where
yeah.
he got out the pocket. But maybe he is like 2010 Joe Flacco. Sorry to cut you off.
No, but like you think about value, and I can't think of anybody who has been more valuable to their team than Tyreek Hill, but he allegedly beats women and kids, so he's not going to win it.
If that were a big enough issue, he just wouldn't be playing football.
Golly, 33-14 in the second quarter? Shit. Al Michaels is ready to retire. He's tired of calling these badass games.
Yeah, for real.
Should have just stayed with Chris. You know, Al, hey, we got a great game. Patrick Mahomes, he's killing it out here today. What the fuck is – yeah. Todd Monken should be a head coach.
I think he will be. Maybe not like this upcoming season, but like after, I guess that'll be 2025.
He is showing he's really showing his value with the uptick in Baltimore's offense and how they're utilizing Lamar, but also as a Georgia fan who watches that offense week in and week out. And I was never confident in our team this year because nah, dog. Nah, Bobo, no. I remember you from the Rick years, dog. I know you.
Yeah.
But and this kind of goes to my MVP conversation, right? Media narratives have so much value in how we view what we're actually seeing. Because we're not talking about Tyreek Hill as a serious MVP candidate. He's not an MVP candidate. Not because he's not actually doing MVP type shit. You know what I mean? Christian McCaffrey, yeah, he's killing it. But he's a running back, and he plays a bad position. And God forbid they give the white running back a fucking MVP, and then the running back commission is going to go crazy.
That boy can ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else NFL we want to talk about? I kind of just want to shoot the shit.
Have y'all seen this stuff where they're talking about like all the black players versus the white players and who would win? I think that's the craziest shit ever.
Yeah, I did a little piece on that last week by myself, but I would love to engage with y'all. Let's break it down. Rashard Mendenhall maybe has CTE, maybe not. Is tired of average white quarterbacks discussing the game and they don't know the game. I mean, Dan Orlovsky's on TV, so he may have a point. Let's go down position by position. Quarterback, who wins?
I mean,
who does Mahomes ride with?
That's what I was about to ask.
I think you probably just got to leave him out, and I think both sides are cool with that. And I think our starter would be Lamar, and theirs would be probably
Josh
Burrow
Allen.
or Allen. But like, people are naming all these QBs, like you're probably going to have one dude play, and then they're naming Christian McCaffrey, where that's a position where you do need a lot of depth. And who's the depth after McCaffrey?
Some nigga I ain't never heard of.
So like
Rex
McCaffrey's not getting
Burkhead.
the ball. Yeah, he's not getting the ball 30 times a game.
Let's go out to tight end. I mean, they got Kittle, Kelsey.
We got David Njoku.
We got public enemy number 1, too, Darren Waller.
Oh yeah.
Nah, we don't rock with Waller over here. And y'all know why.
I think he's half white too, though.
He went to Georgia Tech, so he a nigga.
I'll let you
Only
have it.
because he went to college in Atlanta, not because he went to Georgia Tech. Because if he
I
went
was
to
like, okay.
Georgia Tech makes it more I'm gonna watch my mouth here. Let me see. So tight end, who else we got? We got Buddy down there in Jacksonville.
Evan Ingram.
We got Kyle Pitts. You know, if he actually got the ball, I think he would have the production that he needs to be one of those guys. Yeah, Kelsey, Kittle versus they have better tight ends, but I don't know if the tight ends actually make that much of a difference because now we're going to wide receiver.
We're gonna skip this one.
I mean, they got Hunter Work up. Who's Puka playing with?
The Samoans.
Is he?
Yeah, he's
I
Samoan.
think he's like Samoan.
Oh, well, there goes that. Oh, they got Adam Thielen. I'm not saying that as like, ooh, I'm just naming another player that will need to be on the team because it starts to run real dry over there on receiver.
You know, I tried to do the O-line thing off the top of my head, and I think
We could.
at the black delegation, we're good at tackle. When you start talking about guards and centers,
They take that one.
yeah, but I got nothing for you here. Then you go to the D line. We go to the D line, D ends. They got Mad Matt.
Max Crosby.
They got TJ.
TJ.
Bosa.
They got Bosa. They
But
got
how many ends you got? Like
right. Their ends are gonna have to play D tackle, man.
that's what there's people were naming like the Bosa brothers, Crosby, and
Buddy out of
Watt.
what's my man's name out of fucking Cincinnati?
I know what you're talking about.
I know you're
his
talking
name.
about. I don't know
Yeah.
his name either.
Yeah, so you got him. Tackles. I don't really know tackles, but we got Calais Campbell. We got Grady Jarrett if he's healthy. 2 Falcons. Shout out.
They're probably not
Quentin
even seeing the
Williams.
field. You got Quentin, you got Chris Jones, you got Aaron Donald.
Yeah, you got who else you got?
Quentin Williams, Chris Jones, Aaron Donald. And that's just in the middle.
Not looking good. Then you go to the linebackers. Fred Warner, Roquan Smith, Patrick Queen.
Micah Parsons.
Yeah, Micah, if he's a linebacker,
Like
it doesn't matter. We didn't even talk about our
Tampa Bay's linebackers.
Shaq Barrett.
Yep.
Devin White. Like,
Yeah. DBs. Let's not even go there.
yeah,
They're all
Luke Kuechly's not suiting up. Like, Urlacher's not coming out there.
I mean, what? I feel like it's a couple. I know he's hurt, but what's the Buffalo's linebacker?
Milano?
Milano?
Yeah,
He white?
I don't know.
He look light skinned. One drop rule, nigga.
I think he's probably like just something.
They may have a safety or two, like a guy who plays really hard and could hit hard.
Eric Weddle.
Reed, who was the dude that used to play for the Chiefs that used to get burned?
Sorensen.
Yeah, Reed Sorensen.
I mean, they got lined up CMC at corner too.
So yeah, it's just not happening.
Corner. Now they might get us in the kicking game, but I don't think it'll matter.
Bro, I've watched Hard Knocks and seen like a bunch of receivers be like, "Coach, let me kick it," and that hoe goes in. So we'll be all right. They can kick an extra point.
I think Rashard Mendenhall was onto something.
Yeah, but I think his like reasoning was dumb. Like it was entertaining, like topic.
That's all it should be, pure entertainment.
Yeah.
I think he was being genuine.
All right, dog. I was having a conversation with some friends over Christmas, right? And we were talking about how, we got athletes on TV talk and all that stuff. But we forget that just because these guys are pros don't mean they're smart. It just means they're good. How many good athletes did we grow up around, maybe play with, play against? And them niggas made it to the league. Played high-level D1. But it was dumb. How many niggas don't get commercials because they can't talk? Have you heard a Justin Jefferson commercial?
Yeah, Little Caesars.
Not good. Pizza. Hey, a funny one for y'all. One of my friends referred to another one of my friends as Little Caesars. Pizza.
I guess I had to be there.
Yeah.
Somebody called Todd Pizza.
Still needed to be there.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Fuck y'all. I mean, but yeah, like, why is LinkedIn sending me notifications right now? Who cares? Oh, man. Is there anything else NFL that matters? Let me look at the list of stuff I put together.
Well, who y'all got with what, one game left for the Super Bowl? I guess AFC, NFC, and then who are y'all taking?
NFC, I think I'm still rocking with the Niners, and AFC, probably still the Ravens.
Yeah, Baltimore in the AFC. In the NFC, I don't know. I just don't know. Like I can't even make a prediction because it would be backed in nothing. I think the Niners are the best team, but if you go up 14-0 on them, they can't play action no more.
But not everybody's going up 14-0 on them. Like that's not
I agree. I mean, but what if they run into Sean McVay in the second round?
We'll see. He also likes to blow leads.
Shit, so does Kyle. What the fuck? Are y'all losing to Arizona? Marv just asked me if we were losing to Arizona. I hope he's not asking about the Falcons game from like 8 weeks ago.
Yeah, what is he talking about? Like college basketball?
Is Duke playing Arizona today?
I have no idea.
Duke is playing like Queens College on Saturday. Arizona's playing Oklahoma in football right now. They're down 10-0. Oklahoma's down. Arizona is beating them.
Maybe. Oh, no, he thinks I went to grad school at Oklahoma. No, nigga. I'm at Tennessee.
Do people be like repping their grad school like that?
I will if Tennessee wins the national championship in football, but other than that, no.
Celtics and the Pistons are tied 108 all with 4 seconds left.
Boy. Bill will lose his shit if the Celtics blow this game and end the losing streak, which I would love to hear.
We're gonna get to a little bit of basketball in a second. Do y'all care about Jair Alexander not being a captain and running out on the field and almost fucking up the coin toss and then get suspended for conduct detrimental to the team, but still playing in the game that day when he did that bullshit?
Short answer is no. I don't care about any of that. I actually didn't even know that happened. I saw y'all threw it in the group, and I just I don't have my phone most of the day, and I like read something in the day on Bleacher Report about it. It was like why did he get suspended? So is he not playing next week?
Yeah, he's not playing on Sunday because he did that on fucking last Sunday when he should have just got benched when it happened.
Like, why is he suspended the whole game?
You're not a captain. Why are you out there?
I mean, according to him, he was like, I'm from Charlotte. I wanted to be out there. And I was like, that's sound logic to me. Like, I'm sure he probably asked before and they might have said like, no, you're not a captain. And it's like, all right. Like, fuck y'all. I'm going out on the field. My family's here. I had no problems with it.
Yeah, I don't care. If I'm on the Packers, I can see how I would be livid, but I don't care.
I don't care either. I think it's hilarious. And I just think it's more hilarious that they're trying to suspend him on the back end when, I mean, if you're the coach and you're watching the fucking, like, he's not just going out as a captain. He's the talking nigga. And he's not a captain. Like, do you not just see that and be, hey, what the fuck is he doing out there?
It's like a whole game seems wild.
You know, pain retains, right? Sometimes you need a cost a game check to get your fucking mind right.
I mean, yeah, they're like, I'm sure there had to be other stuff going on with him. Like, and this might have just been like, the last straw. But without any other context, it was like, this doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, what about this one? Does this make sense to you? Has Patrick Mahomes ever made a wide receiver better? Uncomfortable conversations.
Is that a serious question?
I think every wide receiver on his team right now is better.
I don't know, bro. It's a social media post I saw, man. This things I were saying on Twitter.
Twitter's a crazy place.
You know, I stopped going to Twitter years ago because Twitter got soft.
Yeah, after the Super Bowl I watched him win last year, that is a crazy question.
Because back in the Twitter that I know, 2011, 2012 Twitter, can't do this new Twitter.
What a time.
I don't think you want to bring up 2011, 2012 Twitter, Adam.
That Twitter doesn't exist.
Yeah, you better hope so.
You weren't supposed to say that.
The viewers know.
Yeah.
It was there.
We'll talk college football next block. Oh, do y'all care about the 2024 football Hall of Fame finalists? Hall of Fame finalists? Yeah, anybody?
How does Devin Hester not get in first ballot? Was my question. There were several people in there. I was like, how are they not in already?
So let me go down the list. Reggie Wayne, Torrey Holt, Andre Johnson, Devin Hester, Jared Allen, Antonio Gates, Julius Peppers, Patrick Willis, Fred Taylor, Dwight Freeney, Darren Woodson, Rodney Harrison, a guard, Jari Evans. We don't give a fuck about him. Eric Allen and Willie Anderson. So those last three, we're going to disregard them.
Who is the tight end? Maybe like 4 or 5? I think it was the tight end.
Gates.
Sorry, read off the first 5 again.
Reggie Wayne, Torrey Holt, Andre Johnson, Devin Hester, Jared Allen, Antonio Gates.
Andre Johnson out of that group is the only one that I'm like, rest of them, like, I would be fine with.
I really hope Devin Hester gets in because
He should already be in.
He
should.
He's the greatest kick returner of all,
Ever.
and that deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
If you're the greatest ever at a position in football, you should be in the Hall of Fame.
But the traditionalists may not want to put a kick returner in there.
It's part of the game. It was part of the game more than anything. Like, he helped them get to the Super Bowl. He damn near helped them win it.
Well, he's actually the second greatest kick returner of all time because Cordero Patterson's the greatest.
No, it's not.
He has the most touchdowns.
It doesn't matter. You watched. It wasn't as fun.
Both are Falcons, by the way.
Both are.
Emmitt Smith got the most rushing yards.
We
Not the best running
are
back.
all here to do what Falcons do. Look at that.
Bro, I'm not coming on anymore.
You're not a Falcons fan?
I am.
You don't want to rise up?
Not every 5 seconds.
When we discuss Falcons, we have to stop and rise up.
Hey, I get what you and Pierce do, but the substitute teachers are in town.
Keep doing this. I'm gonna need to go return some videotapes or something.
Okay. Yeah. Look here, man. I don't have strong takes on the Hall of Fame, man. Just put the 5 niggas in. Vince Carter, he's not a basketball Hall of Famer, but he is he's not a Hall of Famer. He's a basketball Hall of Famer. I don't know.
Yeah, I think for the most part, everybody you read off on that list like deserves to get in.
Kind of where I'm at with. But hey, guys, that's hour 1. AC Lee, EB, and Boynk here. Gave y'all that first hour. Now it's time for the also scintillating hour 2.
Can you please not talk like that again?
Yeah, I won't do that again. I don't want to make you uncomfortable.
How many hours we got? We got an hour 3 intro.
I kind of just let this thing flow, and at the end, I'll actually just put out the gambling picks when I have to do my yelling of Parlay Pete's NFL 6-pack. Let's talk a little college football to start off this hour. Eric, I'm gonna let you drive the ship a little bit because you are a USC fan by birth, a Michigan fan by house.
I'm a Michigan. I like them. I'm not a fan. Let's get that straight. I will root for them with my wife. I'm not a fan.
You want to start with USC or you want to start with Michigan?
We can go whichever way because I got a lot of opinions on both of them.
What do you think of USC season this past year?
Underwhelming, which shocker. They do this to us all the time. I'm not sure after watching the game last night, and this is not to say like Caleb's not good. I think he's a phenomenal player. If Caleb was just in the huddle, like pulling the like, fuck that, I'm not running that. I know what we need to do. And just like calling audibles and trusting his skill to get them through where Miller Moss stayed more within the game plan. He couldn't make some of the throws. Like we were at the game last night. He couldn't make some of the throws that Caleb makes, but you could tell it was Lincoln marching them down. I think Lincoln marches the team down too quick. He needs to like get better at methodical playing, especially in the Big Ten next year. But defense was terrible all year. Took them way too long to fire Grinch. He honestly should have been fired last year after the Tulane game. So we'll just see now. The guy they got from UCLA looks like a good pickup. Some transfers they got coming in look good. They need to shore up the O-line. All things we all know. But I think they'll be all right.
Did y'all win?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. 6
With
tub.
like all the backups.
Yeah, I mean, I saw you put up 6 touchdowns, but with y'all's defense, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it was 42-28.
Alex Grinch. I don't know why Lincoln brought him with him because the defense at Oklahoma wasn't good either.
I don't know. Grinch, honestly, as when he's took over at Oklahoma, and the further they got away from Stoops, the worse they got in the trenches, the worse they got on defense, and that's just what he does. He's a great offensive mind, but I don't know if he's a great coach.
I think he's a good play caller. I think he's a great offensive schemer. But I think Lincoln Riley is in that what's his guy upstairs, his name? Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah.
I think they're one and the same. Now I think Lincoln Riley's better. But I think they're top end OC material.
He's too good to be an OC, but he's not good enough to be an elite head coach, I think. He's a good head coach.
So what is he like, Lane Kiffin light?
Probably better than Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, I think he's Lane Kiffin on steroids. They're both just good coaches. Your team's going to go, let's say 7-5 at worst, and then at best 10-2, but you're not really going to take them in a game against the Kirbys or the Sabins, Harbaugh.
Hold on. Y'all think he's better coach than Lane Kiffin today?
Yeah.
Like, offensively, yes. Which, like, that's kind of what wins in college football. If your defense is, like, average, USC's defense was just trash.
Lane Kiffin is not here scheming up, like, the best defenses either. He puts up points, too.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm a big fan of Lane Kiffin.
I like him a lot, too.
I think he was done dirty by being fired on the tarmac.
I think he needed to be fired. I don't like the way they went about it.
I don't think he was ready for that job. And
he was not.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He did what he could do given where he was at in life. And USC should be upset with themselves for giving him that opportunity when he wasn't ready for it.
They messed up hiring him. When they fired him and got rid of Coach O, that was a problem. They should have kept Coach O. Then they got Sarkisian, and then they were like, all right, we made this mistake with Coach O. Let's keep Helton, and they kept Helton way too long.
Helton is coaching at Georgia Southern right now, so that really tells you how the world feels about him. Clay Helton sucked at USC and was carried by Sam Darnold.
Yes.
Which says very little because Sam Darnold can barely carry his own fucking jockstrap in the NFL.
But he was him in college. He was very good.
Sam and Juju, great college combo. I watched it with you more times than I thought I wanted to, and I actually started to like it. Was it the other guy, Dory Jackson?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was good football to watch. You made me a USC sympathizer for like a year or two.
Watching them, I saw how similar they and the Dogs were, and then y'all got Kirby.
Well, I always thought Michigan was Georgia Midwest. Michigan has a much more storied history than Georgia, but I think that the fans compare themselves too much to the big dogs more than they actually should and accept that they are a 10-win team year in and year out, and they're not a 12-win team, whereas Ohio State and Alabama have 12-win standards going to the natty standards, where Georgia and Michigan, prior to 2 years ago when Kirby actually started making shit shake, kind of the same thing. Hey, dog, 10 wins is what we do. We're 10-3.
I think
they're the SEC championship game or the conference championship, and then go to like the Sugar Bowl or whatever. Yeah,
we go to a good bowl and we fucking win, or we lose because we actually had a really good season and we lost the important game for the conference championship. For us, the conference championship game. For Michigan, the Ohio State game.
Yeah, but I do think Michigan's probably the most complete team I've seen this year, and that's not even like the bias. I've just watched every game. I think they're the most complete team I've seen.
I think they're the most complete, but I think they lose to Alabama.
Mm-hmm. We were talking about this at work today. I think that one could go either way. Saban with that much time to prepare terrifies me, and that should terrify everybody. But this Bama team is not like the Bama teams that we were in college, just rolling out dogs everywhere.
Well, they have Jalen Milroe playing quarterback, and Bill O'Brien told him he should probably change positions, and I think Bill O'Brien was right.
Yeah, like Jalen Milroe throws a great deep ball, but he's not going to hit you on like a 10-yard dig over and over and like it be on the money with a dart. He throws it up, Burton goes and gets it.
Yeah. But
Or he's running through your linebacker. It's one of the two.
I just don't know if Harbaugh's offense, his heavy run game can work against this Alabama team. I think that Michigan is the better team, more complete team, but I think it's a matchup that does not work as well for Michigan. Michigan wanted Florida State or Washington.
Realistically, they should have been playing Texas. But I think in the trenches, he has the personnel. Will Harbaugh get them up for a dogfight in the trenches? I don't know. But his O-line, for sure, can play with them boys at Alabama. Will he have them ready? I don't know.
But Alabama, on the other hand, when they played Texas, like they weren't up for that game, and they got run over in the trenches too. So it's like
that was week 3, though, man.
It was week 3, because like it still happened against a good team.
But look at Auburn also.
True, but yeah.
And I don't know if the Auburn game was them looking forward to the Georgia game. Like I just don't know. And then also,
I mean,
like,
I think that one was just like a rivalry game for real.
Yeah, man. The Iron Bowl in Auburn is weird. If you look at the history of that game, weird shit happens in that game.
I think the worst thing Michigan did was when they showed them and who they drew and their reactions when they found out they were playing Bama.
Yeah, that's honestly what.
Good.
Yeah.
And did you see what one of the players came out and said?
What?
He said it was more of shock because when we saw Texas at 3, we thought Florida State was going to be 4. He tried to like play it off as they weren't disappointed more, so they were like shocked.
Nah, people were like hanging their heads, like
if I'm one,
like,
I don't want to play Bama either.
Yeah.
Well, who wakes up and says, "Hey, I want to win a national championship and I want to go through Nick Saban and Bama"?
But like the Kirby team say, whoever it is, we want it. And that's where Harbaugh, I mean, you would rather not play Bama, but if Bama comes up on the TV, they're not booing. They're like, we finna get our lick back. And that's the thing where that Michigan team, he should have had them prep like whoever they put on that fucking TV screen, we gonna whoop their ass. And that's what it should have been. And the fact that Bama came on there and they were like that to me is the problem. And that's why I think they don't get up for this game.
So question for you. Who do you think got shafted more? I'll go to you first, Boynk. Georgia, Ohio State, or Florida State?
My biased answer is Georgia, obviously. But I get Florida. Like, it's hard to, like, an undefeated Power 5, like, it's never happened before. Like, I get where they're coming from. So I guess Florida State. But, like, really Georgia.
EB.
It's got to be Florida State. Like, the whole 4-team playoff, somebody's going to get left out in, like, a perfect world. If everybody wins their conference championship and is undefeated, somebody's going to get left out. But they were an undefeated conference championship. I get the Jordan Travis injury, but when they beat Louisville, they had their third-string quarterback in. Their second stringer was in concussion protocol. He was coming back for what would have been the playoffs. And I get he's not Jordan Travis either, but they got shafted. They won every game. They beat LSU in a neutral site when LSU was like number 5 in the country. They beat Florida. They beat everyone in the ACC, and then they won their championship game. I know the ACC is down. Like, I'm not saying it's a power conference, but they played big boys from a big boy conference and beat them all. Why schedule an LSU game if it's not going to matter at the end?
You know, sometimes I think unfortunate things happen to great people. I think that's Florida State.
I mean, they were going to win. So
I mean, I don't think they got shafted. I think they're where they belong. I think that the conversation should be centered around Georgia and Ohio State because both teams barely lost to teams who actually got in. But Bama really fucked this whole thing up by losing to Texas.
Yeah.
Convincingly. Because you have to put a one-loss Texas in if you're going to put Bama in, but you can't put Georgia in because Bama beat Georgia. And the world would just be unhappy. Like, the ratings wouldn't be right if you don't put an SEC team in. If you would have put Ohio State in as a fourth team, which I honestly believe Georgia and Ohio State had good enough resumes to get in, but unfortunately they didn't make it. Florida State obviously had the resume to get in, but without Jordan Travis, nah, dog.
It was about the ratings.
Well, yeah, everything.
Because Georgia lost, Ohio State lost. Are they better teams? I like unequivocally yes.
Hey, y'all carry this. I gotta piss.
They're better teams. However, Florida State did everything they were supposed to do. And I was watching them this year, like even with Jordan Travis, I think Georgia's better than them. And I think Ohio State's probably better than them too.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they were definitely like the weakest out of the teams that got left out for sure. And it's like, what are you gonna do?
Put them in.
But who are you gonna take out?
Bama. Bama's got a
You
loss.
can't take it. But you can't. Granted, once again, I understand I'm biased. You can't take out the SEC champion.
That's SEC bias. I fully get why Bama is in. They are a better team. They won the championship in a tougher conference. But you can't say we have these 5 power conferences. These are the Power 5. These are all like the big boys of college football. And then somebody win one of those conferences and then be like, sorry, bro. And then you also played 2 teams in the toughest conference there is, and you beat them both convincingly. And then they're still like, still not good enough, bro.
All right, we can throw the Florida game out because, like, let's be real.
Florida is still Florida on any given Saturday. Florida is Florida.
They've been Florida light for like 3 years.
For sure. Even longer than that, but it's still Florida. Like
Fair
any
enough.
given Saturday, Florida's there. And LSU had the Heisman winner. That was on a neutral site when they came in with all the hype. It wasn't even like they got to watch them and be like, this LSU team ain't even all of that. They got them fresh and beat their ass.
Yeah. And I mean, I will say, like, the only Florida State game that I like really watched for real that I can at least remember was they were playing Boston College, and that game was like pretty close.
So was the Clemson game. But if we're gonna sit up here, like, is Georgia a better team? Hands down. Is Bama a better team? Hands down. Ohio State also. But those teams didn't get shafted. They lost. So if anyone got shafted, it's Florida State. Is it better this way without Florida State? 100%. But is Florida State more deserving? 100%.
All right, last college football question.
Pistons lost.
Damn.
Ugh.
We were up 19 at halftime before we started this. Right before we started.
Does Harbaugh stay in Michigan? Does he sign that? Does he sign that extension, or is he going to the league because Michigan's going to get shafted with sanctions by the NCAA, who shouldn't exist anymore?
He's going to the league.
Yeah.
What do you
and to be clear, like, the extension was like he has to stay for 1 year, and then like wasn't that or at least like the writing that I saw, it was like,
yeah,
we'll give you a 10-year, like $100 million, whatever it was, but then you stay for 1 year.
They will bump up his salary to $12.5 a year, and he just can't go to the NFL next year.
But after that, he can go.
Yeah, they're just pretty much saying, hey, we know we're going to lose scholarships. We're going to get some sanctions, probably a little bowl suspension here for cheating because Michigan are a bunch of lousy cheaters. And they just want to keep him there to steady that ship.
Yeah, he's going to be like, miss me.
Hey, you know Pete Carroll? He put me on game. You get out before it gets too hot.
He really did. I'll never forget.
Yeah, I think he's out of there.
All right, so guys, I kind of want to like flip this. I want to recap 2023. Now, in this recap of 2023, I imagine we'll hit some basketball topics just because. But I want to start it with, I mean, this was an amazing year for the three of us. Boynk, started with you. You got married, which actually brought us all in the same room.
I did.
Shortly after the year started, EB, you had a son, Few. Chandler is his real name, but we call him Few. And you had to miss Boynk's bachelor party because you were being a present father. Like you're a black man. You don't have to do that, okay? That's a joke. And in this new year, although I had my daughter was born in November of 2022. She actually, as a NICU baby, didn't come home until January of 23. So let's just talk about how our lives have maybe changed and just like reflect on these momentous family moments. Starting with you, Boynk.
Yeah, I mean, I got married in May. Good time. Like, appreciate y'all boys coming out again.
Wouldn't miss it.
To support.
I've done for more.
Yeah. No, that's been good though. I also got off active duty, so that was
You're fired.
becoming a yeah. That was actually funny.
That was most good.
So leaving active duty has been an experience too. Joining the reserves, just like a different part of the military, different chapter of my life. So turned 32. So yeah, 2023 was like a lot going on, and it flew by for real.
Yeah, bro. It was like we went and met up in Tampa for your bachelor party. Then we went to your wedding. And then we went to Gamble's wedding. And now fantasy football's over for us.
That's basically how my year went.
I'm mad I missed Tampa because I wanted to play in that basketball game.
That actually was like a top 5 moment, at least for me. Like, obviously, number 1 was the wedding day.
You ain't gotta lie to us.
We're
not gonna watch this.
But no, the basketball game was fun because Josh Holsey was surprisingly more athletic than I remember. And Julian Turner definitely plays pickup basketball and doesn't tell anybody.
No, he was playing in Norfolk when I was there, and we played a game, and I was like, where did this come from? I don't think you could dribble in college when we played.
Low-key, like Julian, like
carried him.
Yeah, and he is still quick as hell.
Yeah, he's not just going to the gym and picking up weight and put it down. He's
like doing agility shit.
Yeah.
like
and Gambles was like the difference maker.
Bro, Gambles is good.
Gambles grabs rebounds and he uses his wide ass back, and what you gonna do with that?
He's strong now too.
Yeah, he's strong then.
But now, like, I mean, you saw him at the wedding. Like, he's like,
yeah,
he's like big now.
Pause.
Okay, I thought we were past that phase in my life.
Yeah.
It makes for great media.
I know you were trying to bait me into one earlier.
I was not baiting you into anything. You were being immature and you were laughing, and I allowed you to laugh.
Okay. He throws the balls at his receiver.
Yeah.
Balls are always going to them because he throws balls at everybody.
I was just talking about quarterbacks. Balls.
Yeah.
So, Eric, what's family life, dad life been like?
It is the best of times and it is the worst of times. It's like we brought him home. We had him on the 5th, brought him home the 6th. Then we had to go back to the hospital like a day and a half later because he started to get jaundice. So all of that was just a roller coaster. But we took him home like 2 days later. He was fine. But there was a scare there for a second. And you're just always having to worry about this kid. You just got to keep them from dying all the time. He wants to like fly towards the stairs and he can't even walk yet and roll down them. And he can't really like give you back anything. Y'all can't talk all the cool like dad stuff you think about doing, like putting your son on a game you can't do. But then like, I don't mean to be weird, but like you'll be holding him and he'll just like look at you and smile and you're like, all right, you were being an asshole for 2 hours, but like that 2 seconds just made my day and made me forget all the other stuff you just did. So that part is real cool. Like they notice you, they like you, they just want to be around you. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, we're kind of in a similar place. Difference is I have a daughter, so it's kind of weird, you know. because I don't know how to be a girl, so I'd like defer to my wife on a lot of stuff. You know?
It's very profound of you.
But no, like you defer to your wife on certain stuff, and then like sometimes you just sit there, you be like, okay, yeah, okay, yeah. I don't know, but it's been great. It's a different kind of love that I don't know about you, EB, but I didn't know that type of love existed in me until I experienced my own child.
Yeah, I knew it did because like, and I even told my wife this. I was like, I wanted to be a dad way more than I wanted to be a husband. Like,
Oh, me too.
I wanted to have kids like in a marriage, just like my parents did that, and it works well. But I was way more excited to be a dad than to be a husband. Like, I met my wife and then wanted to be married to her and want to have kids with her, but like, I was always like, I want to be a dad. Can't wait to be a dad. No part of me is ever like, I can't wait to be a husband. Where I know women are like, I can't wait to be a wife. I was like, nah, bro, I can't wait to have a son and go in the back and throw footballs with him and just talk about stuff.
Bro, and that's the crazy part because I definitely wanted to be a dad more than I wanted to be a husband. Not that I didn't want to be a husband, because as a child who grew up in a single parent household, I think it's super important for both parents to be there to provide the balance that that child needs in their maturation. Because for me, there were parts of learning how to be a man I had to learn in college that I probably should have learned at home. But that wasn't my situation. No knock to my parents. I love them both and I have great relationships with them. But yeah, nah, man, it's like Lo can do the most irritating stuff and it doesn't really irritate me. It'll be one of these nights I'm doing a pod and I cut up the clips, get everything ready, and I come in at like 1:30.
Dang.
And all I want to do is fall asleep listening to some stupid shit on YouTube, probably DJ Academics.
That is stupid.
I know. I like to get my filth. I like to listen to my filth right before bed. And then she'll like, God forbid, she's in a sleep regression, and she wakes up crying, and the wife is already asleep. So like, I'm up, and I go, okay, well, now we're up till 3:00 because you want to play. You don't even want to like just get some milk and go back to sleep. Nah, nigga, you want to play and watch Gracie's Corner. I think Gracie's Corner is great, but I'm so tired of Gracie's Corner. I can't wait till she starts watching regular TV.
I've never even heard of that.
Oh, well, it's great. It's nursery rhymes, but it's a black girl.
Oh, yeah. Chandler likes Bluey. That's his joint. And I'm not going to lie, it is a fire show.
Low rocks with Bluey. I haven't watched much Bluey, but the wife says it's a good show. And she says there's actually some compelling storylines there.
I'm going to be real with you, dog. It is just as much, if not more so, for parents than it is for the little kids.
Okay, I'm going to tap into Bluey. Because I actually, there was a conversation about Bluey this weekend. I go, oh, I guess I should watch it.
It's a very good show. Episodes have made Sarah cry.
Oh, wow. But nah, man, it's been the parent life has been great. You know, the weddings, the bachelor parties, the being around my guys has been amazing. And one of the best parts about this year is I'll use you two as examples. My wife is first generation American from El Salvador. Eric, your wife is white. Joel, your wife is black. And we kind of have the same problems. We kind of live similar lives.
You are fuck around and get me in trouble.
No, not even. But like
That's not your call, Adam.
Yeah, you're right. I know that. I just know my wife doesn't fucking
I was thinking the same thing, EB.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right. We're not supposed to know we talk to each other. I forget. Like we're actually friends. But no, like I'm saying all of that to say that y'all have been great rocks throughout like this past year. And I'm really happy that we were able to like do this show together. Because yeah, dog, I'll say I will text y'all niggas about some shit and y'all relate very well in totally different worlds, totally different lives, totally different social lives, totally different. Like, y'all niggas don't be outside like I be outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, I go and do shit. And then we can have a conversation and it's all like just so sobering. And it really helps me out. So I appreciate you guys for that. And I will not go into any more details because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, man, right back at you. Because, like, while my son being born is probably the highlight of my year and, like, spending time with him, like, Joel, you don't really understand how, like, your wedding was at the perfect time. And then I know you were busy that weekend because, like, obviously it was your wedding. But even, like, the little bit we got to hang out with you at the rehearsal and then, like, the event the night before. And then, like, me and Adam walking to the wedding, walking around in the mall, like, that wedding really was like the highlight of my year, to be back around all y'all when we were on this forum again, when we were doing the draft. Like anytime I get to spend with y'all, like is huge. You just don't get to talk to your friends like that anymore.
Yeah,
and I'll talk to my wife and she'll just be like, oh, I talked to this friend today and this friend today. And she'll just be like, when do you talk to your friends? I'm like, we really don't talk like that. And she's like, why not? They're your best friends. I'm like, we're busy living our lives, like being men. If something happens, I can't just hit them up and tell them something happened today. Like, we just got stuff to do.
Bro, like, Cindy didn't know how close Joel and I were, right? Because we, like, really, we talk on the phone like 5 times a year. But it's
you call me like 20.
Well, yeah. Sometimes I call you when I'm drunk and I know you're not going to answer the phone. But when I actually need to talk to Joel, like it's a text, like, "Hey, bro, when you free, let's talk, whatever, right?" And it's usually like, "Hey, I'm about to go talk to Joel for like 30 minutes," and it turns it's like 2 hours, 3 hours, but whatever. But she didn't realize it. She's like, "Y'all like never talk." I go, "I wasn't his best man for no reason." Like, when a nigga says, "Hey, will you be my best man?" That's a different level of like closeness and friendship. But part of it is, and I remember telling Joel this when he and Zoe got super serious and they started living together, our communication like was the locker room. You know, it was not the normal stuff we used to do. And I go, nah, man, there's just like this mutual respect that we have because niggas got lives, jobs, and wives. So you just don't you just can't call a nigga at Tuesday at 7:00 because that might be a sex night. And
what's that?
And if I fuck up that sex night and that nigga has like adult shit to do the next couple of days, oh man, he's in a doghouse. I can't do that to my guy. He's not going to respond to this because he's Joel, and I love it. All right, let's pivot this out of our personal lives in 2023. What else in 2003 has like grabbed you that you thought mattered? And if you guys need some time to think about it, I'm going to tell you. For me, it's Sexy Red. I hear her music, and I go, I've got to hear this at a venue.
Like multiple songs?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I just know the one.
You got Ski Wee. You got a Pound Town. You got a Hellcat SRT. It's some other features. You go, this plays well in the strip club.
Oh.
Nah, Sexy Red. I don't know. I can't say I'm a fan. Like I'll listen to it or whatever, but I don't think I have the same fondness for Sexy Red as you do with your weird obsession with like ratchet, like women rap music.
RBR, Ratchet Bitch Rap. I love it.
Yeah. Like when you picked me up in Tampa and you were just playing like nonstop Glorilla.
Bro,
Like, I thought you were
is a bop. And that's the thing is like people will be knocking dudes, but like these girls really be like putting some heat out these days.
No, they do. And like I'll listen to like the songs, but Adam was playing like straight Glorilla. I thought he was trolling at first. And I was like, oh, he like actually likes this.
Yeah.
Which is like fine. It's just like I haven't gotten into it yet, so I don't really know too much.
If I'm in the gym and it comes on shuffle, I definitely don't skip it.
I love the RBR, but Cindy says I can't play it around low.
That checks out.
Probably a wise choice.
I mean, we don't. We actually, she does like rap music, but we play a lot of Kanye-ish stuff because it's safe. Ish.
Old Ye or New Ye?
All of the Lights is Lowe's favorite song.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a hip hop fan. I think it's kind of dope. Back to the kid. Last week, I decided to play some Rich Homie for Low. As I went through the Josh Holtze special playlist. And she decided she wanted to walk for the first time at home. And I'm like, wow. To Josh Holtze's music? This makes you want to walk? I get it. Walk away.
What a time. Every damn day.
They don't know. You know what? Talk about nothing. I'm going to call him and he's not going to answer the phone.
He probably won't answer because I think he's in Colorado.
Yeah, I know he's like out here having a life right now. He went to Black Shirt last week.
Georgia?
Yeah. Drove up from Miami.
Yeah. That's wild.
I don't even know what that is.
Me neither.
Same. I'm from Georgia.
You know, Eric, when you think about Central Cali and someone tells you, "Oh yeah, I'm from Cali," and they tell you where they're from, and they be like, "I'm like 45 minutes from Barstow," and you're like, "Yeah, dog, I never went to Barstow. That's South Georgia."
Gotcha.
Bro, let's recap the year. You want to talk about Zion being fat? You want to talk about Ja getting suspended and coming back? You want to talk about the Lakers hoisting another banner? Like, give me something.
I still don't fully understand the in-season tournament, by the way. Like, maybe I need to do a better job and read some more articles, but I'm kind of confused. Putting up a banner for it is just out of pocket. But the whole like concept of the in-season tournament, like, what is the benefit of it? I know it's monetary, but they're all millionaires. Even the guy at the end of the bench, he's probably not playing. So, like, yeah, that money's nice to have for him, but he didn't really help them get that money. So I don't understand really what the incentive is. Like, what is it? $500,000? What is that for LeBron?
LeBron, it's more money he has to give to Gavin Newsom and the fucking communists.
So him, AD, Reeves just got a new contract. Like, what is that money doing for them for real?
It's the NBA trying to draw interest to their league at a time where everyone's watching football.
But did the play up at all? Like, I mean, I guess the Lakers played better. But...
I will say, like I don't really watch basketball until like really after like January, like playoff football. Like I'll start sprinkling in some basketball just from like a timing standpoint. Like I just don't have time to watch basketball. But like I watched it in like at least the two, I guess, semifinal games and part of like most of the final game. I actually like took time to watch it because I was keeping up with it, and the Pacers run definitely helped. Like just I don't want to call it a Cinderella story, but it was exciting, And then like the level of play definitely seemed like I was happy with the content for it to be like a game in December.
Yeah, and when
it did feel like playoff light.
When I asked if the level of play was up, like I genuinely was curious because when they got into like the throes of the in-season tournament, I was at sea. So like I would read Bleacher Report articles when we got connectivity, but I was like, I genuinely don't know if these dudes are actually like putting their all on the floor like they do in a playoff game because I didn't get to watch any of it.
The teams that cared did. And the Lakers cared, which I think that was Adam Silver having a meeting with LeBron and saying, hey, we need this thing to matter. And you as the face of the league, you care about this shit. Obviously, Ja is on house arrest right now, so he can't come out here and do his thing. And Zion's fat, so we can't trust him to do anything right. So care about this and make this a thing because we want to make this something that lasts for the league long term. And so, yeah, the games were intense. I mean, DeMar DeRozan, he got into it with, I think, Toronto because if you had the same record as the team, point differential mattered. And they started doing like some fugazi shit, like fouling niggas to miss shot free throws so then they could go like score points to build.
Yeah, I could live with all like they should look at that for next year of like how to figure that out.
Yeah. So like DeMar's getting mad and like, hey, y'all disrespecting the game, all of that stuff. Like people cared. A lot of players cared. I won't say everybody cared, but there was a higher level of care in November and early December than we normally get in the NBA.
All right.
And I cared more too as a like casual fan for like the first half of the season. Like I was locked in, like not like all the way through the tournament, but like definitely like towards the end.
Which is still so crazy to me. Like I'll talk to the people on the ship, especially the young cats, because they just go home and can watch sports all day. And I was like, yo, in college, all year long, like we were watching games. Monday night, we'd be watching Monday Night Football, and then Tuesday was like Super
College
Tuesday.
basketball.
We'd also watch if there was an NBA game on Wednesday and Friday. Like we'd watch those games before we went to a party. Like it was always sports all the time. And now, like I don't turn sports on unless it's a football game because there's only so many. But like I won't watch an NBA game until February.
Bro, I haven't even signed into League Pass yet this year. Like I have League Pass because I bought the 2K that came with free League Pass. But I haven't watched any League Pass at all because I just got other shit to do. I have a fucking life. No, I don't. I have a wife and a kid. I guess that's a life.
That's a life, bro. If you're doing it right, that's a life.
Yeah, like Cindy does not want to watch football Monday, Thursday,
Saturday, Sunday.
And then have basketball sprinkled in between. At some point,
does she want to watch football Monday, Sunday, Saturday?
I mean, she might. I don't. At some point, we have to watch a show that I don't really care about and makes her happy. Then I get into it, and then she watches it without me, and then I get pissed off. And
wait, what's the show she wants to watch that you don't care about? That's what I'm interested in.
Recently, nothing because I've been manning the fucking TV for a while. But what was it? It's one of it's one of those Netflix dating shows. Love Is Blind.
Fire.
Oh yeah.
That's the one that she got me to watch one day, and I was like hooked. And then between the pod and school, when the new season came out, I wasn't watching, and she got fed up with me not watching TV with her, so she started watching it, and now I'm just out on Love Is Blind. Not because I don't like it, but because she just started the season without me, and I cried.
Yeah, I think I like it more so because it's our time together. But like, she was watching one day, and she's like, "You want to watch this with me?" I was like, "Fine." I was like, "Hey, this ain't half bad."
Nah,
all right.
It's not. And T from earlier, Copacetic Entertainment, Goldmouth Tommy, whichever page he's on today. He does the reaction videos to him.
He's hilarious. I don't remember him being this funny. I remember him being funny in college, but Jack is like hilarious now.
I don't remember him being this funny in college. Do you, Boynk?
No, like it was like a different type. Like he used to like the slick like one-liners and like off to the side, but now it's like completely like off the rails. That's just hilarious.
I mean, what, Eric? We've been out of college 10 years now, almost. Come on.
Crazy.
What's changed in the last 10 years? I don't want to hear about the money you make, having a wife and a kid. What's really changed in the last 10 years? Like Jack being funny, that type of shit.
I don't know. More just like the stuff I'm trying to do. Like I told you, like the obsession with sports, and like we'd watch baseball games. We'd do everything. I can't even remember last time I watched a baseball game. Definitely not the World Series. I remember that was when you like I didn't watch any of that. Once the Dodgers lost, I was like, well, I'm over this.
I listened to music in college.
Yeah, I don't really.
Yeah,
Jam will send me. He sends us music like each month, and that's really how I keep up. And if someone I like, I'll be like, let me listen to some more of that. But like these kids on the ship will be like, I'll listen to, and the names they say, I'm like, bro, you had to have made those up. Because I don't know these new dudes.
Like Nudie?
No, I knew Nudie. He was cool.
Young Boy?
I don't listen to Young Boy, but I know of Young Boy. But
I'm not about to waste my an hour and listen to a Young Boy album though.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. I remember sitting and waiting on like mixtapes to drop, like going to live tapes and Dat Piff and shit like every day to see if the coming soon tape that I wanted to hear is dropped.
Super Future Fire, man.
Still waiting.
Still waiting.
But now it's
all pods.
Now it's hey, if this shit comes out, bet I'll listen to it. If I see it or if I hear about it in a group, I'll check it out. Usually on Friday morning, like after I get done with the show on Thursday night, I will check the homepage of Apple for music that I'm going to fall asleep listening to, but probably never go back to. But now I barely listen to music now. Except for Big
Yeah, I feel like the amount of time that we spent watching sports and listening to music is insane.
But that's like all we had to do, really. Like I would be stressed out about like an exam or finals, where if that was all I had to worry about right now, it'd be cake.
Yeah, for real.
But also, we weren't people who were pussy obsessed.
Where are you going with this, Adam?
The fact, like, because we weren't sex obsessed, we still had the stuff that we were into that we liked, and we made ample time for that. And we could have spent that time chasing tail, but I just think we had more substance to ourselves, even if the substances that we were putting in ourselves were not giving, as the kids will say. It was, nah, dog, I'd rather just like watch this game or listen to this mixtape than just go cruise on Spellman at 3:00 on a Wednesday. Well, Eric, you had girlfriends, so you're different.
I'm just leaving that whole one alone.
I know you are. But me and Boynk, we would just rather chill in the room, listen to a mixtape, play the game, than go on dummy missions.
Also, like when we were in college, like you actually had to like keep your own music library up to date, and you were judged by your taste and your music library.
That's when Boynk came in clutch. Hey, Boynk, here's the aux. You got the music, nigga.
That is true.
Yeah, I was fucking DJing off of YouTube.
Yeah,
like without a play next feature. I used to have like multiple tabs open.
You did have to have like such an eclectic taste back then too. Like you had to be listening to some of everything because somebody would want to listen to like a neo soul joint or this or the trap music. Like it was all over the place.
Hey, Boynk, we weren't bumping the neo soul, was we?
I mean, probably
Neo
not that
soul?
far with it, but like definitely some R&B. Like before the Weeknd became whatever he's doing now. Like
That's true.
he wasn't neo soul, but I'm saying he wasn't like when we were listening to Migos. Like
Nigga, I didn't listen to R&B at all in college. Fuck y'all talk about.
He was tripping.
It's a lie. Used to hear your ass singing flat as hell.
Shine bright like a diamond.
Nah, there was what was it? It was Climax by Usher. That was the one that me and Gold
Oh, you and Jack.
was both going.
Jack used to have that joint on repeat. Just like going through it.
I'm just glad you weren't the roommates that would like at 5 a.m. need to play Meek Mill. Because people would really have that going and think that was gonna like make them millionaires. If I just play this song every morning, it's gonna get me where I need to be. Like, bro, go read a fucking book. Your GPA is a 1.7. It's not the song.
I'm gonna tell you, I was never a nigga who said, "Let me stop what I'm doing and go listen to Meek Mill." I want to hear all that yelling. I yell enough. Pause.
You do that.
Fuck you. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Talk about Ant-Man and his paid abortions. Zion with his tattoo and his fat stomach.
That tattoo is trash. Like the tattoo itself is fine, but like I saw it, like everybody else, yeah, it was like, but it is off center.
Maybe he wanted it that way.
No, like we have symmetry for a reason.
I mean, maybe it's part of a bigger piece that he's just gonna like, get later on because he's in season right now.
Whatever. Yeah.
I'm trying here. I'll tell you one thing I did learn in 2023. All my Jokic hate was wrong.
Yeah. He's the best player in the league. Like, by far.
But so earlier you had said LeBron being the face of the league. Is LeBron still the face? Like, yes, he has the most clout, but is he the person like peddling all their objectives like he used to be?
Not like he used to be, but I think that it's kind of falling to Ant-Man and Ja. I know Embiid, Jokic, Giannis are better players, but I still don't think they resonate with the American culture the way fuck them. They don't resonate with niggas the way that Ja and Ant-Man are. And that's what matters because young white kids and black people, the people who really watch basketball or follow the NBA, those are the ones who matter. Look at Josh shoe sales. Look at LaMelo Ball. I mean, when they ask these young boys, when you think of Melo, who do you think of? And they say LaMelo Anthony. And that makes my stomach turn.
You said LaMelo Anthony?
LaMelo Ball. I'm sorry, because I'm thinking about Carmelo Anthony. Fuck you. But I don't think the face of I think it's hard for the Euro to become the face of American sports leagues simply because they still have to relate to the Americans culturally. And I mean, you see Ja.
I don't think that they want to either.
They don't.
No. Oh no, Ja doesn't want to. We're talking about that Simmons piece that I said was cringy, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't elaborate on it because I was busy doing like Cartersville family shit. And what made it cringy for me was they were talking about Ja supposing to take this mantle as a role model. And I hate when I hear that because I think about Charles Barkley. Like, I'm not a role model. And then listen to Charles Barkley's explanation of why he's not a role model. It's like, man, it's hard to do what I do. Everybody can't do what I do. It's not just hard work. You got to have some skill to do what I do. There are other things that you can do that you can achieve. Like your parents should be your role model. They should be the examples for you. Not us, not NBA players. And as we think about it, we're adult men in our 30s who have good jobs, families, all that good shit, stability and stuff. Would you want your son to grow up to be an NBA nigga? Like take the money away, the lifestyle, the character traits that typically come with that lifestyle. Is that what you want your son to be?
The money also breeds a lot of that stuff. So you can't have one without the other. Like the status, the money, all of that is going to be part of it.
Okay, so would you want your daughter to be with the NBA nigga?
Depends on the dude.
Yeah, wouldn't be opposed.
What if he's dogging her?
Well, then no.
Well, if he's the NBA nigga, he's gonna dog her, bro. Stop playing games.
She would be grown. I'd be like, look, bro, you know it comes along with this lifestyle. If you choose to marry him because of all the comfort and like security coming along with that, that's on her. I'm like, bro, what did you expect to have happen if that does happen? She marries Steph.
Put your boy in the box and I'll look the other way.
Yo. That's the thing, though. I think that's one part about men that we don't really talk about too often because everybody would have had these fake morals and standards. But yo, dog, if you happy, I'm happy. Because I know niggas, and I know good niggas. But it's a yin and yang. You know what I'm saying? There's that 80-20. 80% of it's going to be great. But what's the 20% you're willing to deal with?
Yeah.
We'll leave it there. Anything else from 2023 that y'all want to recap? Because we have done a shitty job of recapping the year, but we've talked about a bunch of stuff, and we've actually had I've enjoyed this podcast, by the way. It's been fun. I miss you niggas. It's easy
I miss you too.
to talk to y'all on the pod than it is on the phone, you bastards.
I'm trying to think about what happened this year, and I feel like it blinked and it's over. So,
I mean, Boynk got married. That's kind of what happened.
We talked about that when that was a highlight.
I picked up Zip.
No, what you were about to say was more important.
What, Spearmint Zen?
What's that?
I don't know. It's just a great feeling. It's like all the fun of smoking a Black and Mild without the smell and the smoke. Way more discreet.
I forgot we used to smoke Black and Milds.
I smoked the Black and Mild underway. We had cigars.
That's different. That is different.
You had cigars with the CO the last night. I was like, I'm gonna go light up this Black and Mild. Y'all smoke your little cigars.
You remember when we got our hookah taken because we were smoking Black and Milds in the room and not smoking hookah?
What a time.
Vaguely. Yeah, actually. Was this over Christmas break?
No, that was homecoming.
No,
Our
it
senior
wasn't even homecoming. Homecoming, that was a different night because
they just busted in a different time.
Yeah, that was Miller nigga was over, and we left him with my cousin, and me and Boynk went to sleep. I don't know what you were doing. You were probably in Cali.
I was asleep.
Yeah, we just left them niggas in the room, and they finally left. They got the fucking cue, and then fucking Butch comes knocking on the door. Hey, yo, my man, what you doing? You gonna make these ladies walk back to Spelman by themselves? Yeah. And
Is Bush Tweedle still there?
I don't know what's going on that campus, man. I'm an alum. I'm not current in the Alumni Association. And my mom asked me, "Oh, I heard this happened in Morehouse. What you know about it?" Nothing. So that's kind of where I stand. You should be more involved, Trace. You're third generation.
I should be more involved.
Maybe if you move back to Atlanta, you can.
They're still not getting my money.
Yeah, because I might have to go to DC in a couple of years, and I'm gonna need some people out there.
Uh-huh.
Well, now Boynk is moving back to Atlanta.
Eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
What's that eventually looking like?
5 of them things.
Probably.
Oh yeah.
About 5?
We'll see.
Just know that I'm on your wife's side on this one.
We know.
I'm surprised she don't want to go back to Boston.
Nah, she hates Boston.
Can't blame her.
Never liked it.
I hear they don't like the blacks there.
Yeah, but they're more sneaky about it than down south.
My favorite racists are the open racists.
Same. That does not faze me in the slightest.
I'd rather be called a nigger than a person of color.
Yeah. It's like, all right, I know where you stand. I'm a stand over here. You stand over there.
I got called one yesterday. On the
What,
way
did
to
you actually?
Park. Yes, it was a homeless dude in a wheelchair, and he had like, I think, an amputation probably below the knees, and he was clearly like had some mental issues.
Yeah.
And I was just getting hyped for the game, so he just like we walked by, and it was like 3 of us black dudes, and he said the N-word like to nobody. He just said it out loud as we were walking by, but he was looking a completely different way. And he turned and saw. I was like, "Yeah, I'm talking to you." And he said it again, and I was like, "Stand up and say that shit to my face, Lieutenant Dan." And then we just started like yelling at each other. But I was still walking away as it happened. My dad actually talking about this like dude with a clear disability, both physical and mental. But I was like, "Fuck it, I got time today."
Hey, you know what, man? Life's all about consequences. And if you decide you want to step out there, man, you got to live with the consequences.
Yeah, we wasn't gonna like fight him. He was.
Well, no, I'm not saying that.
I probably shouldn't have said. I should just kept walking.
Nah, fuck that. You should have checked his ass. Make him feel bad about not being able to stand up and say it to your face.
He wouldn't even. I don't even think he understood what I was saying to him. Yeah, he just was out of his mind.
Hey, you don't know that. You can't assume that. You were right. You checked him. You checked his privilege at the door, and I appreciate that. But hey, man, guys, we're going to wrap this up, but I'm going to make you all stay on here for the most important segment of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Parlay Pete College Football 6-pack. 666. Although Parlay Pete couldn't join us, he did send the picks in. And because we got some big college football games in, he did provide college picks. So here's what we got. We got Georgia minus 9.5 first half against Florida State. We've got Liberty plus 17.5 against Oregon. We got Missouri versus Ohio State on the money line. We've got Washington plus 3.5 versus Texas. We got Bama, Michigan over 44.5. And we've got Michigan on the money line versus Bama. I'll say that again. Georgia, first half minus 9.5. Liberty, plus 17.5. Missouri, money line. Washington, plus 3.5. Alabama at Michigan over 44.5, and Michigan on the money line. You like it? I love it. Oh yeah, give your feedback. Come on.
Who Mizzou money line over Ohio State?
Yeah.
Like,
I think I'd take that
I'm
too.
assuming like Marvin Harrison Jr. is not like all of the like prospects aren't playing.
Ibuka's playing. He said he's coming back. They got people coming back, but they got the backup quarterback should be playing, and then
right, because homeboy, yeah, that's true.
I should probably check that, but I
that's probably not
I think
bad.
he's playing.
You know, I don't know how I feel about Georgia covering that first half line at 10 points. Like, they got to be up by 10 at halftime.
Against Florida State?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, who is Georgia like bringing with them to play?
Brock's not playing, man.
I don't think it matters. Florida State has too many opt-outs, and I was telling Joel when you got up and left, even with Jordan Travis, I don't think they were a real contender. Like, I think it's going to be bad.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna actually send y'all these picks, so y'all can help me come up with at least 3, because I have no idea which 3 bets I'm gonna fucking take off of his 2 sixes.
I could also see Florida State getting up for this game, like as a FU, and Georgia not getting up for this game
because they don't give a fuck. That's how I look at it too. All right, I just sent y'all the both sixes. Excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Parlay Pete NFL 666. So here's what we got, guys. We got San Francisco first half minus 6.5 over the fucking Commanders.
Cash money.
We got the Cowboys on the money line versus the Detroit Lions. We got Tampa Bay on the money line versus the Tampa Bay Bucks. We got Falcons and Bears under 38. We got the Dolphins plus 3.5 against the Ravens. And lastly, we have the Rams and Giants over 44 points. What you guys think?
Dallas money line, that one's tough. I think the Falcons and Bears actually go over.
I do too.
And I think the Rams and Giants go under.
I look at that Rams and Giants, and I think Parlay Pete sees the Giants scoring 20 points.
I don't.
Yeah, is Tyrod like the starter?
Yeah, Tyrod started.
Yeah, I don't really still see, like, I think they can get to 14, maybe 17.
I think I'm gonna take the San Francisco piece and then just hit the college guys because
that's cash money. I actually might put that in myself.
The NFL slate, like, you know what? Tampa Bay beats the Saints. I want the Saints to win that game, so it's hard for me to bet that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, Dallas and Detroit, that's a toss-up because like they could both shit the bed or both be on fire.
Yeah, I'm staying away from that one.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Lee's 3. All right, so this weekend for Lee's 3, this is so much easier with Parlay Pete actually does the stuff with me instead of you guys just sitting there like, fuck.
I know you wanted us to join in, but I was not going to.
Fuck you. So we're going to go to the college first. And I'm going to take Alabama, Michigan over 44.5. I think they score points. We're talking about a 44.5, but we're talking about a 24-28 game. I think we get that. I think we get that. Because even if Alabama beats the dog piss out of Michigan, I think they score 30-something points and Michigan gets 2 touchdowns. Now to the NFL, give me that 49ers and Commanders first half -6.5. This is plus. Excuse me. I'm sorry. This is -145. Yeah. Bro, 49ers are going to beat the dog shit out of the Commanders. And then for my final bet, give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the money line. The Saints aren't a good football team. Derek Carr is not playing good quarterback, and Baker Mayfield actually is.
Where are they playing? Is it in New Orleans or is it in Tampa?
Playing in Tampa.
I still feel like both those teams can go either way.
I do too, but I gotta.
There's too
What's
much
the more
variance
solid
with
out of the
them.
pick, though?
Yeah.
I gotta pick something, and I kind of agree with you guys on that Giants game, man. I can't ask Tyrod Taylor to give me 24 points.
Yeah.
I just can't. So is there anything else you guys want to talk about while we're here? Yeah, no, maybe so.
Oh man, it's been a good year. Excited to see what 2024 has in store. Hope I can see y'all in person this year. If not, we should set something up for sure.
Hey, yeah, most definitely. Well, can't come to your city, Joel. Eric, I can definitely come to yours.
Got plenty of room at the Boyd Inn.
We can definitely do Atlanta. Eric, yeah, we can do Atlanta.
Are you gonna be? When do you deploy, Eric?
I don't think I will. My ship.
Are
I'm
you
going to a
planning on
new
coming
ship, and I don't think anything's gonna happen. I want to go to homecoming, but we have the baby in.
Yeah.
A baby in June.
Don't
You
post
can-
that part. Don't post that part.
You could swing an October homecoming.
We'll see.
You got 2 kids. You got
Your son. That's
Don't post that part.
the post what part?
Actually, my mother-in-law is really the only one that watches these, and she knows already.
your mom-in-law watches these.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she loves Adam. She asks all the time, "How's Adam and Pete?" I'm like,
Oh,
"Who the
right.
hell's Pete?"
Because you were over her house, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, she's a fan. What can I post?
just that we're having the baby.
Okay.
We're telling my family at Chandler's birthday in like 2 weeks.
All right. I will make sure I go and cut that piece out. Oh shit. When did you announce it earlier? I don't remember that timestamp.
No, that was
We were talking about that
that was
backstage.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
terrible host.
Fuck you. I'm just trying to make sure I got my man's covered.
No,
Okay.
we're good. I appreciate you.
You need a producer?
Yeah, you want to be one?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say if you want to sit back and listen to me and fucking Pierce talk for 3 hours every fucking week, I recommend it.
I'm okay. I'll pass.
All right, man. Hey guys, thanks for doing this short notice. I really appreciate it. It was great talking to you guys. I tell y'all all the time I love you, but I want to tell you here I love you, and God bless. Anything else y'all want to say before I press end stream?
Oh man, love y'all boys too.
Yeah, love y'all, man.
Weezy out of here.